What gets you up in the morning?
What gets me up in the morning? Usually my kids. First thing in the morning, they wake me up right away because I am not an early riser at all, you know? So, and then, like, on top of that, it's just like, I don't know. I have like I feel like my brain is always working on shit, and always like, you need to do this, you need to, do material for this stuff that you're trying to work on. It's just, I feel like I'm just constantly working in my head, and it's not good. It's good in the sense of like doing comedy, but it's not good if you're like trying to relax. So I have a very, very hard time just chilling and relaxing. You know what I mean?
What gets you angry?
What gets me angry? Not very much these days. I think what gets me angry is people's egos, you know? Like, I don't know, like, I feel like if, like, there's this shit that happened the other day at the bank, and then, I don't care what your opinion is on wearing masks or not wearing them, but just don't be a fucking asshole, Like, I've gotten to the point where I'll, like, confront people and be like, can you just, like, shut the fuck up? Like, you're not that special, okay? Mm-hmm. Like, you're being an asshole, and you're talking shit to these people who are just trying to do their job. If you have an issue, go fucking talk to your congressman or something. It's like, don't take it out on this person who's working minimum wage job. You're just being a dick, man. I just have, like, very little patience for that stuff. And then on top of that, like, my time for me is precious because, like, I have to fucking plan for, like, 4 or 5 people, So if people are going to waste my time like that, I just have very little patience for that,
What do you still hope to achieve?
Enlightenment, I feel like I try to do things that are going to satisfy my soul's hunger and thirst, and I feel that's kind of where I'm at, and that's why sometimes I can't really relax if I don't, if I'm not doing things for that, and again, no one really knows those answers, even people who've, if they're, let's say, devout Buddhist or whatever. It's like, everyone has to kind of figure it out for themselves,
You're listening to Artists with Brian. I'm Brian, here with
Corey Herrera.
Corey is a very funny stand-up comedian. We'll be playing some of his clips of his comedy throughout the show. Season 3 of Artists with Brian is brought to you by howtoplaypoker.video. Wish you knew more about poker? Do you get embarrassed when you play poker with your family and friends? Learn winning strategies completely free. Visit howtoplaypoker.video today. And do me a special favor, rate this podcast 5 stars in Apple Podcasts. Leave a written review. The most recent review at the time of the 50th rating wins a $50 iTunes gift card sent via email. And some exciting show news here at the top of the show. Buy our first edition show sticker. $7 for 3 beautiful, big, glossy stickers. New Mexico colors. Rep the state, rep the show. Take a look at the sticker. Patreon.com/artistwithbrian with spelled out all one word. Patreon.com/artistwithbrian.
So the ABQ Funny Fiesta is basically a comedy festival housed in Albuquerque, and it gets like a lot of the comedians from here and also from across the nation as well. So this week we're doing like a 5-week comedy series, event, and we kicked it off last night, and it was part of the Super Stack show. So there's like 15 comedians, of which I was one of the ones who performed at the Box Improv Theater.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of the Box. What's that like?
The Box Improv, it's a really nice place. Before I started comedy, I would go there and watch shows every Saturday, and I just really loved the vibe. I loved the energy. I loved, just the environment of making people laugh, people coming together for the purpose just to laugh and, have a good time.
Is it like a sweat box? Is it crowded?
Oh yeah.
Was it sold out last night?
Yeah, it was sold out.
Good vibe?
Yeah, it was a good vibe.
Yeah. Anybody kill?
I think all of us did.
Really? Nice.
But it was just like, it was run professionally, in a way that I'm not really used to, because like when there's shows, even if there's like really high name people, like we're all able to like be in the area that they're at and watch the show. But last night we were all told to like just stay in the green room, which is like, I guess, more professional, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, dude, I was so fucking anxious. Like I try not to be anxious or nervous because then that's when I feel like I don't do as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to take that feeling and just try. One of the pieces of advice I got is like, don't be anxious, be excited. So every time before a show, I try to shift that energy. Because I have so much fucking work to do before any show happens. On top of just like rehearsing my material, like I have 3 kids, so I have to find babysitters. Babysitter cancels, I have to find another babysitter, and then they're never in my location, so I have to drive across town and deal with all that shit, and then my kids are hungry and all this other stuff that happens. So when I make time to be somewhere, like I'm there, there's a lot of work that went into me being at a fucking 5-minute 10-minute open mic.
How'd you do last night?
I did good. Everyone's telling me that they really enjoyed my set, but as artists, I feel like we're our own worst critics, and there's a moment that I wanted to be really vulnerable because like it was really before the show, I kind of just, a lot of people talk with each other and they like, hang out, but I'm just not really that. Like I have to go by myself and be alone for a while. So last night I kind of just put everything in perspective. I was like, bro, it's been like 3 years since you started this, and when you started, like there was no jokes or you had nothing, and now you have like 20-30 minutes of material that is strong, and you're at this place that you would go see comedy before you were even in comedy. Now people are here to see you, so I was having a really emotional feeling about it. It's like something that I've done just by myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Tell me the story of how you started 3 years ago. Because there's not much comedy going on in Mexico.
Well, I started doing comedy. It was always one of those things I always wanted to try, and I would always follow comedy. I just loved stand up. But it was in 2018 where I really just decided, I set a goal for myself because the theme of that year was just going outside my comfort zone. So in doing that, I quit the job I was at for 8 years, and then I opened my own business, which is, grant writing. And it took me opening my own business in grant writing to realize I fucking hate grant writing.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah, dude.
What's a grant writing business like? Like you're preparing grants for people?
Yeah, well, this is what people come to me with. This happened to me all the fucking time. So people would see me posting my ads and stuff on Facebook and Google, and then people would reach out to me. And then I would start the process and start working with them. And then I would ask them basic questions. So like, okay, so what's your organization's annual budget? Or like, do you have a budget prepared that I can reference to? And they're like, what do you mean? Do we have a budget? I was like, no, we don't have. I was like, well, how the fuck are you guys like functioning? So like it came to be, I had to do a lot more work in getting these organizations, clearing things up and cleaning things up to make it legit.
Were you supposed to be a consultant to help them write proposals to get
Yeah.
government money?
Yeah.
Or like foundation money?
Yeah. Either foundation, state, or federal, all 3 of those.
Did it work for anybody?
Huh?
Did it work for anybody before you threw in the towel?
No, yeah, I did. One of the biggest grants I wrote was for $1.4 million, and we got it for that organization. And that was like rough, man. It was just, I was writing all hours of the night. I was up for like 4 hours, and I would be working on it all day, and then I would work on it again at nighttime after I put the kids to bed and stuff, So it was just fucking rough, man. Wow. It just showed me that I could do it, but it's not something I really want to do anymore,
Yeah.
So then after that, I was like, well, you can, you set out to do something and you did it. So like, what's the next thing? And for whatever reason, 5 minutes of stand-up came to my mind. Find an open mic and do 5 minutes of material. So I didn't know of any comedy happening in New Mexico, like, at all.
Yeah.
So then I started doing some research. I found that there's quite a few open mics in Albuquerque in 2018. So there was a mic every day of the week. And some of those mics, there was like 2 or 3 mics that night. So
is that true today? Could I go down to Albuquerque and Monday through Friday and do one mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just would want it to be like, I always just try to like aim for productiveness. So Wednesdays and Thursdays are my nights I can get at least 3 or 4 mics in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, I might have to tag along with you in like a month or 2. That sounds like a blast.
so Wednesdays, I find places, and sometimes if there's not a comedy mic, I'll go to like a music or poetry night.
Oh,
and just do a mic
and
there.
just do it. So how'd the first open mic go for you? Where was it?
Oh, so the first time I did it was at this really rowdy bar. It was O'Neill's Pub and Grill.
Yeah.
And that was one of the fucking roughest places.
Where's that at?
That's on Central and like in the Nob Hill area.
Wow.
Yeah, and I seen people just get destroyed there, and the vibe is just like sometimes it's just like really gloomy, and just like, well, I didn't really know at the time, but when it's just comedians don't really laugh at your stuff because they're all working on their own stuff.
Yeah,
and they probably have heard you already before. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
I went there a few times. I wrote out a whole set, and then I probably went back there 5-6 times, and like to other open mics, and I just never did it in 2018. Like I just wasn't ready. So 2019 came around, and I was like, you gotta fucking try 5 minutes. So in February, I did my first open mic at O'Neill's Pub, and I didn't die. I did okay. I got consistent like chuckles throughout the whole set, so that was good. And after that, I hooked up with a group, and the organization I work for now, actually, they're NACA, it's Native American Community Academy. They were doing this, the prevention group, the substance abuse prevention group, were doing a new approach, and the approach was, they called it laughter as medicine. So what their thing was is they're going to hire a comedian, a well-known comedian, well, at least in the Native community, well-known. And she was going to teach everyone how to write jokes and, help them with their sets. Yeah. And there was like a 5-week program. And the big incentive was that you got to perform at the Pueblo Culture Center for like an actual show.
Yeah.
So one of my buddies there reached out to me, and then I started going to that group and just started working on my material. And then I stuck with it, and I did the mic there at the Pueblo Culture Center, and I fucking like killed. Like everyone went on, everyone did okay, but that was my first 5-minute routine where I just like fucking did really good, and it was a big accomplishment for me. It's like, yeah, I did it, man. Like that was my goal. And shortly after that, I was just kind of thinking, I was like, okay, well, what do I need to do now? Like, I got to keep working. I got to keep moving. So I saw that Cloud Top Comedy Festival was taking applications. And, it's like, it's a fucking long shot. But I was like, especially since I just started. So I sent him my 5-minute act, and I paid the fees, and they emailed me back like 2 months later. And they sent me an email. They're like, hey, so a lot of people applied this year. There was like 144 applications that we all like saw, and we were only able to choose like 11. So all the people we wanted didn't really get to go on. So, but anyway, like you're one of the 11. So congratulations, man.
Yeah, huge deal.
Yeah.
How long had you been doing mics at this time?
Maybe 4 months.
Wow.
And after I got that, I was like, I gotta fucking work. So after that, I started planning my schedule. I would do at least 8, 9, probably about 9 mics every week just to get ready.
So you're a real comedian, and you're somehow doing it in Mexico. Like a couple years ago, people would say you have to go to a bigger city.
Yeah, of course you do, but it's like you don't have to go to a bigger city to learn like the mechanics.
Yeah, you're improving, and you're making money while you're doing it.
Yeah, you learn pacing, you learn all this stuff that comes with comedy. And comedy is not really that different with different crowds. Maybe you change a reference here or two there, but it's really not that different. So long story short, I did the Cloud Top Comedy Festival. I opened for Fortune Feimster. And that was a fucking crazy thing for me. So after I did that set, I had 2 shows there at Meow Wolf. I feel like I kind of bombed that first one because I was so fucking nervous.
Yeah.
And then my buddy Carlos Medina, he went and got me a drink. He said, "It's okay, man. Just loosen up. You're here, man. Like enjoy it." So the second set I did really good. Wow. I killed that second set.
You're fearless by now.
Huh?
You're fearless by now.
No.
I mean, you get nervous, but you'll go up on any stage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I always have that. I always have a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of nervousness, but it's good, though, because it means that you want to do well.
You're playing for keeps. Like, you want to transition out of your day job.
Oh, yeah, man.
Does that include a move out of state?
Right now, no.
No.
I'm open to, like... So the way I have it planned is there's 52 weeks a year, right? of those 52 weeks, like I can make plans for the weekends. So let's say I plan 20 or 30 shows, in those 52 weeks. That's doable for me. And I'm going out of state. I'm going traveling and doing comedy,
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to be the way people think they need to. It's like, yeah, you can go to New York and you can go to LA or wherever you need to. I was like, but for me, I'm like, I don't really need to do that right now, So the piece of advice I heard was from Stephen Martin is like, go where there's funny or be so funny that people can't ignore you,
Amen.
So
How much, can you survive off just the casino circuit in New Mexico?
I think so. They pay you
One
pretty
could.
well. Yeah, they pay you pretty well.
How often would you be working? They pay well. So is it like one show a month or one weekend a month or what?
I think it would be maybe 4 weekends a month.
Okay.
Because you can, at the very least, you can get at least 1,000 per casino show.
For one show, an 8 p.m. show,
Mm-hmm.
not for Friday night for 3 shows.
No,
Really?
I mean, if you do 3 shows, then they'll pay you more than that.
That's so amazing.
That's why this is just me just learning. I'm like,
yeah, and you've done casino shows.
Yeah.
Have you done a huge crowd? I'm trying to figure out what your highlight is. Cloudcroft or Cloud Top.
yeah.
In one way, I could see that. But have you done a raucous, massive crowd at a casino and killed?
I haven't done a ruckus massive crowd at a casino. The casino dynamic when I went Cities of Gold, I still consider it me bombing, but everyone's like, no, that was great. I was like, but yeah. I was like, the dynamic is completely different because it's like people are there to see a comedy show or at a bar. You can kind of, I can relate to that crowd and I can know what's going to make them laugh. But the casino crowd, especially for that show, no one had to pay to get in, so it was kind of free for everyone. So people would just come in and leave and come in and leave, and you get a lot of old people, so it didn't really work that well.
Well, they pay you a lot because are you up there forever, just talking to a revolving door of uninterested people? Is it always going to be brutal?
No.
Okay.
It was just real for me, just because I was not aware of the dynamic and I didn't really gauge it because I'm not used to it.
Yeah. How long are they paying you for?
How long are they paying?
Yeah.
I only had to do 15. I got $300 for my first casino gig.
That's amazing.
And they gave me a room.
So to any young kid listening, there's a little opportunity. I think you make more than a guitarist or a drummer in Santa Fe if you're a comedian.
I think you just have to, again, it's just you have to do it. You have to go out. One thing just not to get bogged down by is don't listen to people. Take advice, but I say everyone's like, "Oh, take it with a grain of salt." I was like, "No, I take it with a handful of salt." Because everyone has what they're trying to work on. Everyone has their own experiences or whatever. Comedy is not a very clear path to success, so you have to kind of figure it out yourself. People can give you advice and wisdom, and I get some really good advice from some of my... I only have a few people of comedians that I will actually listen to and take their advice because I know it comes from a real place. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, every person is different. So why would your path be the same as another guy? Even though if you look up to this person, maybe you have a lot of similarities, whatever the fuck. You're your own person. You have to chart your own way,
Well, your material, your sense of humor.
Your material, sense of humor, and also your own path, man.
Your path's going to be unique too.
Yep.
Who do you listen to if you're not listening to people that want to give you advice?
Who do I?
It could be figurative. Maybe the answer is yourself. Maybe you have such a strong sense of what you're trying to do in comedy.
I feel whenever I hear what I need to hear, I will definitely listen. You know what I mean? Even if it's outside the comedy realm, if I'm just having a conversation with one of my people at work and, we're just talking about something and that bit of wisdom will stay with me if it's something I really need to hear. I'm like, okay, that's good. And a lot of times people do not know what wisdom they're giving or what, a blessing it is to me. When I hear them say something, and I think my mind and myself knows when I need to hear that and when I need to take it, and I'll just okay, I need to hear that.
You know it when you see it or hear it. Yeah. Who's your role model right now in terms of who's a comedian that you admire for not just their sense of humor, but how they're doing it, how they're going about it?
Stephen Wright. I love Stephen Wright.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's long retired. God rest his soul, or no?
No, he's still here.
He's still alive.
He's still
Hi,
around,
Stephen Wright. Rate the show 5 stars. He's my favorite too. That's crazy.
Yeah, I love his surrealism, and I just love how he talks. Like,
one time, right in the middle of a job interview, I took out a book and I started reading. The guy said, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "Let me ask you one question. If you were in a vehicle and you were traveling at the speed of light, and then you turned your lights on, would they do anything?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "Forget it then, I don't want to work for you." I remember when I was a fetus, I used to sneak out at night when my mother was sleeping. I thought to myself, now's the time I should start stealing some stuff since I don't have any fingerprints. I bought some powdered water, but I don't know what to add. Sponges grow in the ocean. That kills me. I wonder how much deeper the ocean would be if that didn't happen.
I just feel when people are humble, it's just like, there's no ego with that guy. Every interview I've heard him do, it's like, yeah, he's the same dude.
No ego.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think that's the thing that I wrestle with the most is like, if you meet me, I have fucking zero ego about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to pretend to be something that I'm not, which is what I feel like a lot of humans wrestle with. They're like trying to like live up to whatever, whatever they think they need to be doing, or whatever like predetermined success factors were given to them by someone else, which is usually the case. I'm just like, if I can sleep at night, and then my kids are happy, then I did pretty well that day.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's your best joke? You don't have to tell it. You could just describe it, and I'll play the audio.
My best joke. It seems to me that the best joke I have that people really like is my stupid questions joke. Like whenever I always get these stupid questions asked to me, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, play that audio and you'll...
So also keep it going for TJ Jones, everybody. Saying that he's glad he doesn't have kids. We are too, bro. Need a bunch of kids talking shit about Sublime, I thought that was going to be a lot funnier than it was. Good to be here in Santa Fe. I always know when I'm in Santa Fe, everyone always comes up to me, they're like, "Are you still selling?" It's like, how dare you assume I'm selling fucking jewelry because I'm native, you know what I mean? I'm trying to sell this meth real quick. Either buy something or get out of the alley. So I try to meet new people. I try to meet with this girl. She said something to me. She says, "I'm sapiosexual." You guys know what that means? No. She's attracted to intelligent people with intelligent conversations. But this is how she said it. "I'm attracted to people who talk well." I'm like, I feel you could have phrased that a little better, Swipe left real quick.
I actually got a fucking... I don't know if it was like a sitting ovation. I did a show in Flagstaff.
Yeah? Wow, that's far afield.
And there's like 75 people there, and I was the only native guy there, and not a very diverse crowd. There's maybe like 2 or 3 people who look like me, but it was predominantly white. And everyone keeps telling me, you need to stop telling so many native jokes. I'm like, well, I will listen if it's true, but I'm gonna try it still. I did all my native jokes out there, and it just fucking murdered.
Yeah. Are you cultivating that as like your sales pitch to these club owners, casino owners?
Not really.
Oh.
I just like I kind of talk about what my experiences are, and I do jokes that aren't native at all.
Okay.
But it's just whatever's funny and whatever's whatever muse I'm tapping into at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first started, it was very family humor, kids, being with their partner type of humor. But now it's like kind of evolving a little bit into talking about real life experiences that I've dealt with on a daily basis, but like not saying it that way, just telling it in a joke form. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I loved you the first time I saw you.
Yeah.
At an open mic. So people got to listen to it. I'll play some of your sets here. We'll post
Sounds good,
links
man.
and show notes everywhere. Follow at Artist with Brian on Instagram. You want to shout out your Instagram right now before we play
sure.
a game?
So my Instagram is at @chcomedian.
Easy. CH Comedian.
Yeah, man.
Corey Herrera. So the name of this game is Name the 3 Richest Comedians in the World. You're going to have to name all 3. There's one big hint that I think as a fan and a student of comedy, you have a good chance of getting it. The stakes are this VHS copy of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Okay.
So if you name all 3 with the hint, you walk home with that. Source is wealthygorilla.com. Article, the 30 richest comedians in the world. It's probably not reliable, but
All right.
I think ballpark. So the hint is 2 of the top 3 are creators of
Seinfeld, and it's also Larry David.
Let me read the hint. I'll give you a second chance. Two of the top 3 are creators of hit animated shows.
Hey, animated shows?
Yeah, 2 of the top 3.
Oh, is it fuck is his name? He did Family Guy, right? No?
I don't think you're gonna get it, Corey. But you got Jerry.
Yeah.
Do you know what position Jerry is?
I think he's number 1.
Number 1, 950 million.
Yeah.
Matt
Larry David
Stone
would have been up there.
Matt Stone is number 2. Larry David's on the list, but it goes Matt Stone number 2, 700 million for South Park. Matt Groening for Simpsons, 600 million.
Oh, okay.
But it's actually a tie with Trey Parker, 600 million for South Park.
Okay, nice.
Ellen was 5th, and then 30th on the list, Martin Lawrence. I scrolled through this list. Every single person was in film or movies
Oh, okay.
or TV.
Yeah,
It's not a single like pure comedian,
Pure
not even like
stand-up.
a radio host.
Oh, okay.
It's all multimedia, big time Hollywood stuff. That's how you get rich, syndication, etc. On this show, one of the missions of Artists with Brian is to communicate or to inspire, I don't know, offer like moral support to young artists that they don't know any other artists. Their parents aren't artists.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually ask like advice to your 15-year-old self, but this one's kind of funny. People that go to Wednesday Chililand open mic, Chililand Brewery open mic will know, but let's give some advice to Thomas Pacheco. I think the youngest, hottest talent in the open mic.
Tomas?
Yeah. No, Thomas Pacheco, 22-year-old. Do you remember him?
No.
You don't remember him at all?
No.
Okay, so let's just say you're in Santa Fe and you're about to go to the open mic. You went once and it went good.
Yeah.
You're right on the cusp. Or like, let's say someone at like the art school down the street, a high school student wants to come out and try it.
Yeah.
What's your advice to them to do their first minute of comedy?
Just show up, man. 90% of comedy is just showing up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have to write? Or is it going to be so bad that they just need to get up in front of a crowd?
As long as you go through it, even if it's bad, as long as you go through it, like, that's one of the biggest accomplishments. Do not be scared of bombing. It happens to everybody, know. And then, in terms of life too, like everyone fails every day. It's not a bad thing, like don't be afraid of failure, man. Sometimes like the best jokes I tell, some of the best jokes I've had, they never hit until like the 15th or 16th time I said it, when I got the structure right.
Really?
Just patience, man.
You're teaching me.
And just don't be hard on yourself either, man. Like, listen, find a good group of people that you can trust, like find a supportive group. Like with me, I'm always honest with everybody. If they want my opinion, I'll give them my opinion, and it's never to like tear anyone down. Like I never do that unless they're a fucking heckler, then I will destroy them. But there's even a purpose with that. It's like, that's just the rules of comedy. If you interrupt me during a show, I got to at least address it,
Yeah.
You got to get the whole audience back on track. Everything else will come with time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing that I just tell people is just be humble. Like I've had comedians who've gone on once or twice and they're like, "Oh, I never bomb." I was like, "It's okay, man." It's like, you will. I was like, "This is not me talking shit to you." It's like, you will bomb, and it's going to be bad.
Do you think there's an appropriate age to start? Like, should you wait till you're 18 to do it? Because Chililand will let anybody in. It's just a pizza restaurant.
So how old was Dave Chappelle? He was like, 14 when he started, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I bet we have some listeners at the art school.
Yeah, man. There's no way. Yeah, there's no age limit, dude. Like even if you're old, like what Ricky Gervais didn't get famous till he was like 40 something, like
Yeah.
45, I believe. Yeah. So there's no age limit, dude, at all. As long as you like go and do it, just fucking do it, man.
Yeah.
It'll be, you'll feel way better. I guarantee you, if you go and do comedy, it's your first time, you don't know if it's going to work out, it's fine. Just do some hacky things and just say, like, this is my first time, you'll get cheers there. And just, if a joke bombs, don't try and defend the joke not bombing. Don't blame never blame the audience.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of fucking people do that.
That's really good first time.
It's very bad.
Because that's a reflex, like a gut reaction, reflex reaction. So they need that warning.
And it's so gross. Like when you see people do that, I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. That's not the audience's fault that you're not funny, okay? Yeah, just be humble, man. And you will get it. Stand up, honestly, it does come down to just showing up and being on stage.
How about more specifically, like local advice for people walking into the chili line? Like, I kind of want to see this thing grow.
Sure.
I want to see the Tumbleroot show grow.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you introduce somebody to that venue and the tempo and the sign up process and like
so if I'm like
early,
walking them
last.
through or what?
Yeah, like sell it to somebody or like.
So here's what I would suggest. So like if you've never done comedy, you've been thinking about doing comedy for a while, a great place to start is Chili Line Brewery. Probably the best place you can start there. The audience, I don't know what the energy is there, but it's always been good. Like there's a reason I come out every Wednesday to be there because like the energy is always fire. I would just suggest that if you're going to start for the first time, go there. And if it's your first time, show up there at least a half hour early, just to get your head, wrap your head around it and just, deal with all your anxieties, all the nervousness that you have, and, talk to people too. Talk to people who are at the mic and just let them know it's your first time. Let the host know it's your first time so that they can give you a better introduction, because whenever anyone tells me that and I'm hosting, I fucking hype them up,
Mm-hmm.
And even if they bomb, I will still hype them up. I was like, give it up to this guy. This is fucking hard, man, and one thing that I really like about one comedian, I don't know if you know Kevin Baca.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he always gives me the best intro ever. And the one thing I really like that he does is I had a joke that I did that bombed really bad. And then what he did is he kind of riffed on that joke and he made it something funny. And then he came up to me after the show. He's like, hey, yeah, so just FYI, like whenever I riff on your jokes, it's like that's all for you. You can keep whatever you want. Like I'm not gonna do any of that material. I riffed on it just to give to you, to give you an idea of like where else it could go and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
You're very helpful that way. You took me aside the first time I got real laughs.
Oh yeah,
open mic. That was nice. Say hi to Corey if you come to the Chili Line open mic. Throughout this conversation, I noticed you've got a view that probably almost no one does of the New Mexico comedy scene and economy and trajectory. Like what, like you were on Cloud Top. You don't just know about it and apply it. You were on it.
Yeah.
You were just on Spot. Oh God.
Funny Fiesta.
Yeah. What's next? Is there something on the horizon that everybody knows about or everybody should know about?
I'm working on a lot of projects, like some material I've written. I always try to do new stuff every week, but sometimes like I'm just burnt out because I work at 8 to 5 and I have 3 kids. So it's at the end of the day, like I'm just so freaking tired. But I'm working on a one-man show. I'm working on a few other pieces. The thing I've been asking myself is I work at a school now, and it's a really good experience because it's like my experiences with school was so fucking horrible. Like I'm a smart guy. I feel like I had someone to mentor me through the stuff. It would have been easier, but I feel like because it wasn't as diverse back then, I just kind of got through in. It's like he doesn't really care about school, So I'm in the opportunity now to where I actually can work with kids and just be real, and it's an all native school, dude. And like, that's an awesome thing, like I know them because their personality is just like mine. I know when we're just talking shit or just, making fun of stuff, like it's just part of our culture. They're not being fucking inherently bad, But, What was the question before?
Well, interesting to hear you're working on a one-man show.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what we're talking about.
When that comes out, maybe you should come on the show again or something. Or
yeah, man.
I'll promote it on Instagram. But I mean, the question was more, where's New Mexico comedy going? Is this just
going?
like a little like flash in the pan? Is it gonna die back to almost nothing?
No, I don't think so. I think it's good to have local comedy scenes, because that does keep the culture alive, and it lets you, it gives you a place to go every time you need to perform. If I have a big set, in 2 weeks, then I'm gonna hit every mic I can, those 2 weeks before. So it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you gotten contacted? Is there anything like being telegraphed around the state about another big show, like another big promotion? Like,
I'll be in Tucumcari in November, and that's a pretty big show. So they're paying me pretty well to go there, and they're providing lodging too. So that's a pretty sick show.
What's the venue out there?
I can't remember what it's called, but I'll be doing a show there with Carlos Medina and Sarah Kennedy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So to hear about these things, where do people go? Like,
That's on my Facebook, man. Facebook and Instagram. I just share all my stuff.
Yeah, follow Corey. He's like, you're one of the hubs of like at least the Information Network, because you're so involved. Let's go to the clay pot.
Sounds good, man.
We'll get you a few fan questions pulled out at random. First fan question: how would your enemies criticize you, Corey?
They would probably say that I'm really full of myself, and that I'm very I don't know what they would. Well, I guess the way I would see, like, I've heard people talk about me is that I only do this, I only do that because that's all I really know, and
damn, that's harsh. That sounds like they really believe it.
no, and again though, like, for me, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, some of my, and another thing, I never give a platform to any haters or anyone who has anything negative to say about me.
Yeah.
That's how it just dies. You just leave it alone.
Yeah.
You can be pissed. Like, I'm sorry that you don't want to hang out with me because I'm a fucking cool person. Like, I will hype you up and I'll be a good friend to you, but, because you're choosing to be an asshole, it's not really my problem. Like, I'm still going to get up the next day and work on the shit I'm going to do,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I guess I feel like it's just envy, like, because I've been through so much as a person, man, and it's like there's very little that catches me by surprise, and there's nothing that someone can tell me that's gonna like really hurt me, because I've been through fucking the ringer, dude, like in my life, like my mom was addicted to drugs and alcohol, and she was on meth for a long ass time. We were in that environment. Very bad, relationship with my dad, and we were all over the place. Like, one thing I tell people is, like, I was in 5 different school districts by the time I was in 5th grade because we were moving so much.
Wow.
And
Districts.
Yeah, man.
That's like 50 to 100 mile moves.
In and out of state, man. Kansas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico, all over the fucking place. So there's very little that rattles me, and yeah, it's just, I talk about being native. Like, I have a joke about how it's hard. I was like, but it is hard, man. It's like, especially where I'm from, like, they kind of look to us as like hope. But one joke I did, I probably won't do it again, but I had the opportunity, and this is something I honestly feel, which is why I wanted to say it.
Yeah.
It was an all native show, and the premise was, it was like I was talking with some of the elders, and they were lecturing me about how I don't know my language and getting after me and kind of getting in my face. And I was like, I kind of like put my foot down and be like, hold up. Why the fuck didn't you teach my dad this shit? What were you guys doing back in the day? Why is it now my problem to clean up 2 messes?
Yeah.
And the crowd got fucking silent.
Oh.
I was like, all right, you guys aren't ready to talk about this real shit? I'm going to move on then.
Yeah, it's very real.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Yeah. I feel like I have talking points that aren't necessarily funny. Like, I've done that a few times where, like, I'll just say something that I honestly feel. And it's just, like, met with silence. And I think it's because, I come and do, like, comedy. I'm doing a routine. But then I say something real, then it's like the audience doesn't know how to gauge it. They don't know what to do
Oh,
with that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I might be running into that a little bit, or I'm just not funny. For the audience, I'm like a couple months into going to the open mic at Chili Line.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a lot of fun. Final fan question. I kind of want to get a fun one, but that one's deep. How do you handle stress?
How do I handle stress?
Yeah.
Just get through it, man. Just know that your stress isn't gonna last. Like, if you let's put it this way, like, if you have like a panic attack or anxiety disorder, it usually reaches its peak within 12 to 15 minutes.
Really?
And you can also like say that for like stress as well. Like, you're not going to be stressed out all the time.
I like that.
It's like, you just get through it.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling stressed out, like, acknowledge what you're stressed out about. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm feeling this way. Why am I feeling this way? Because I still haven't moved on from that. I never, worked through it with this individual or this person, or maybe I just haven't been eating well. I haven't drank, I'm tired. I'm stressed out because of work or whatever it is. Just acknowledge it. Do something that'll help you make some effort towards that. If it's something that is, that you can do then and there, then do something, But if it's something that's outside of your control, just acknowledge it. That's outside of my control.
Yeah.
I'm here right now. Just like fucking breathe through it, because it'll reach the peak in like 12 to 15 minutes. Just get through it. That's all it is.
Acknowledge, address, transcend.
Yes. That's a good t-shirt and sticker
Cool.
for a bumper, dude.
You can sell it, man. Final question before we go. If you could change one thing about this podcast, what would it be?
I don't know.
Like the
No,
show, like
so
my,
one thing,
like what my job.
One thing I would like to see
Yeah.
is like if you do it live at the comedy thing,
Yeah.
and we're just doing like, because like you hear the
Like a
background
Kill
noise.
Tony, you mean?
No, just like a podcast, like in the environment, man.
Okay. But there'd be stand-up going on in the background.
Yeah. Show up like an hour early.
Because this
or
is
something.
handheld.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. This is what they use to record the comedy on.
Oh, yeah?
But I have
Nice.
my own H4n. So I could bring this, do it on the patio.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's real easy because people are already going there.
Yeah.
Get the ambiance.
You can get some people.
Well, yeah, thanks for coming to my place to kick it off.
Yeah, man. It's just fun.
Yeah, it was awesome to have you. I feel like there's so much to talk to you about.
Yeah, dude. You're just getting the bare minimum, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look up Corey. Shout out your handle again. I'm sorry. CH Comedy.
CH Comedian on Instagram. It's Corey with the K, Korey Herrera on Facebook. And I'm also at CH Comedian on TikTok.
And come see him this coming Wednesday.
That's right.
He rarely misses. 8 p.m. Chili Line Brewery, Guadalupe Street,
Right.
Santa Fe, New Mexico.
I'm also in Albuquerque tonight. 2 spots. Ancora Cafe and Bakery. Supposed to be there at 7, but I'll be there probably 7:15-ish. So
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else is going to show up. So if no one else shows up, I'll be doing maybe 30 to 45 minutes.
So that will have been last Friday for the people listening.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any shows coming up? This is going to drop Monday morning, the 25th.
The 25th, I usually do stand-up in Albuquerque on Saturdays.
Okay.
And the show usually starts at 9 o'clock at the Hopper Pizzeria.
Saturday, the 30th, Albuquerque Hopper Pizzeria
Yeah.
at 9.
Yep.
Corey Herrera, thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, man.
Ciao. Thank you to our 3 brand new sticker partners that we collected during the mid-season break. Sun Green Cleaner, Wayward Comedy, and Cry Like Donna. Sun Green Cleaner, the highest quality green cleaning services for your home or business in Santa Fe and the surrounding area. Get 10% off your first cleaning. Code AWB10. Capital A, capital W, capital B, digits 10. Code AWB10. 10% off your first cleaning. Ask for Noel. Sun Green Cleaner on Instagram. Wayward Comedy. Do comedy any Wednesday, 8 p.m. at Chili Line Brewery in Santa Fe. Sign up on a clipboard when you arrive. At Wayward Comedy on Instagram. Cry Like Donna, Santa Fe's premier tape label. Buy a indie tape for a loved one today. CryLikeDonna.bandcamp.com. Donna is Donna. CryLikeDonna.bandcamp.com. And as always, thank you to Oasis Camper Vans. Minivan conversion's so good, most of their customers are out of state. At Oasis Camper Vans on Instagram. Santa Fe Independent Film Club, the club that makes films with its members. Santa Fe Indie Film Club on Facebook. They've got over 1,000 followers. Go like that page today. Santa Fe Indie Film Club on Facebook. And last but certainly not least, our very first sticker partner ever. Thank you to Santa Fe Human Rights Alliance. Visit hrasantafe.org for a list of upcoming events. If you want to be a sticker partner, DM Artist with Brian on Instagram to hear what it's all about. We've got 3 more spots.